We're gonna head over to Indiana at Oregon. All right. Look, going to the Pacific Coast, it's not easy. All right. Just ask our friends, you know, from Penn State, what it's like going to the West Coast.
Too soon,
All right.
man.
It's not easy. But you have, I mean, think about the magnitudes of this game, CD. You have two undefeated teams, all right, both vying for playoff spots, with two Heisman contending quarterbacks at Indiana and Oregon. Yeah, they're playing incredible football right now. Mendoza is playing out of his mind. Dante Moore looks like an NFL draft prospect as well. Like the way his arm strength is just popping on camera consistently. And these receivers, yeah, no, you don't need Evan Stewart because you got DeCoy Moore, you got Gary Bryant, you got Malik Benson, you got Kenyon Sadiq. You are loaded there. And then Indiana, you're getting, I mean, contributions from everywhere. And like, we're just seeing this time and time again with Kurt Signetti, just like getting consistently good levels of football from every level in your game. And it's going to be a test for sure. Going on the road, this line is at 7.5, which, by the way, the fact that Oregon is only favored by 7.5 at home against Indiana is a testament, all right, a testament to how good this Indiana football team really is. Because this Oregon team is power rated as one of the best teams in college football. And Indiana, on a neutral site, would only be like 4-point underdogs. That is absurd.
By the way, there is one game this week after a slew of really good football games. There's one game where both teams, opponent adjusted, offense and defense, are metrically in the top 11. And that is this one. Opponent adjusted. That means that it's not just about run up score in garbage time. It's not about just destroying random teams. This is like opponent adjusted. This is about how you would do against average opponents, essentially. Obviously, neither of these teams are average, but you get the point. This is awesome. I will say, too, as a person that was not a huge fan of conference realignment, as a side note here, outside of the magnitude of this game, like this is a great thing for college football. Like to have this kind of conference game means so much, and to bring Indiana and Oregon together for the Big Ten and the college football in general is awesome. It's really exciting to see what happens here. Obviously, the first of many games these two teams and coaches will play against each other. Boy, oh boy, man. I think Indiana, they're a hard team to read because you saw what they did to Illinois, right? You saw that kind of get out of hand there. And then you saw them struggle and somehow come up with a win against Iowa, potentially because Iowa's quarterback got hurt, right? Like that was a big part of that football game, Gronowski. But I think that's just the reality of playing on the road in the conference. Like I don't think
Yeah.
you can take too much of that. Like I think there's somewhere in the middle between those things. And is that middle good enough to go into Eugene and get a win? I say yeah. I think they cover here. This to me feels like a 4-quarter knockout kind of game here. Potential letdown spot for Oregon. Now they're coming off a bye, which is massive. Dan Lanning's going to find a way to get those boys motivated. Absolutely not worried about that. Dante Moore is incredible. They got talent everywhere on that defense, especially. But you talked about it. Indiana has the talent, they have the coaching and the quarterback to stay in this football game. Not to mention, too, they run the football very, very well. They got a couple good running backs, 3 of them specifically, that they can kind of just alternate through and keep fresh legs. Yeah, man. I mean, plus they're also coming off a bye, too, if I'm not mistaken. So that's it's a big spot there for Indiana because you are going on the road, you are traveling through. A little worried about that, but boy, oh boy, man, Indiana plus 7.5.
Yeah. The crazy thing about the Indiana defense is one, that it's elite again, which is wild. Two, I did look, if you watched Indiana football last year, like you know how big CJ West was to that defensive line and stopping the run. Like he was the run stopping defensive tackle, like coming out of the draft. Like he was the guy. He was such an anchor down there. And they're still like a top 30 run defense this year. And you're gonna have to be because you're playing against an Oregon team with,
Deer
by the
Hill.
way, everyone wants to poop on what?
I'll say Deer
Yeah,
Hill.
yeah, exactly. Everyone wants to poop on Mekhi Hughes, like, oh, look at this kid who didn't make a decision that was First of all, got his NIL bag, preserved a red shirt. Unbelievable win for the kid. All
Yeah, well
right.
done, well done.
Meanwhile, you got Hill, Lamar, Whittington averaging over 8 yards a carry. That is nuts. On top of having a Heisman contending quarterback, that is absurdly stupid. That's so stupid. So how good is Mendoza need to play in this game for Indiana to win? I think pretty good. All right. But he's been not just like good, he's been dominant. All right. Like he has decreased his pressure to sack rate from 25 to 12%. Obviously, he's worse under pressure, but he's done a phenomenal job limiting negative plays. All right. And when he's clean, which by the way, this Indiana offensive line does a great job keeping him clean. And while Oregon's defensive line is good, all right, I don't think it has the elite upend talent that it did last year. While the depth is there completely, I totally understand. There's depth there, but if they keep him clean, I mean, he's thrown over 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, no interceptions at a 78% completion percentage. Like when he is clean, he is probably the best quarterback in college football, which is wild. All right, he's also. It's not like he's dinking and dunking, right? Like the Dylan Gabriel completion percentage. Like this is elite play. He is a top 25 in the country in average depth of target, right? So he's being elite while pushing the ball down the field, right? Even more so than Dante Moore and Ty Simpson, who are also Heisman contenders as well. He is pushing the ball down the field in an elite way, and this team in Indiana is pretty good. And despite how good this Oregon team has looked and how good they are, I'm with you. I'll take Indiana plus 7.5, even on the road, which is crazy. Of course, this isn't on a best bet because we're just going to sit back and enjoy this football game for what it is. But man, yeah, Indiana plus 7.5. I'll take it. And this got bet down big time. This was going to be on my dirty dogs for sure. I was for sure. It was a double-digit spread, like on Sunday. I'm like, oh boy, can't wait to put these guys on my dirty dog. Like, what is this line sitting here? Yeah, no dirt. It was going to get bet down to 7.5. Yeah, this is a good football team. And would I be surprised if Oregon, won by 2 touchdowns? No, not necessarily, because Oregon is a phenomenal football team too. Can't wait for this one, CD.